Alright, before I even get into this video on what I'm doing, I just want to cover a few things. I'm out here, I'm grilling some burgers, and it got me thinking. I wanted some help with this video, and I talked to Cody Queensberry at Straight Line Solutions. Phenomenal tuner, great guy. And basically I just wanted to touch base on how to start if you don't have the budget for a $500 or $600 tune, even a $300 or $400 tune. How to get started with something as simple as a 50 to 100 shot of nitrous or a low boost application. Now, again, I cannot emphasize enough, this is to get you started. This will get you by. It's never is going to be as good as a custom tune. Until you can save up for a custom tune or a dyno tune, whatever you want to do as far as that, or if you're switching up like I plan on doing. So do not take this for this is just the end, you know. It's the first step. This will help you get started. And Cody walked me through this, and one of the things he emphasizes, you got to put in the time. You can't just say, oh, that's close enough, okay? What he was looking for my car is he wanted 11.5 AFR at wide open throttle. That is a safe AFR for boosted and nitrous cars on the 4.6 platform. And I say on the 4.6 platform because other, like the 302 and the Coyote, they like different, you know, timing and stuff like that. So this is just for, let me put the lid back on this. This is just for the modular single overhead cam, some of the dual overhead cam cars, you know, a base point for that. So the wide open throttle timing, he wanted 19 and a half, 20, no more. He wanted, you know, safe. So in other words, you're safe. You're not looking at a data log. You're not getting a tuner to look at all your points to fine tune all this. So yeah, you're going to be safe, but you're not going to make the power you would with a custom tune. So I do not intend for this video to be a replacement on a custom tune or a dyno tune or a professional tune. This is just a budget, let's get you started with either nitrous or low boost. Sorry for the ramble, but I had to get it done. Alright guys, just want to go over a few things. So I have this SCTX4, and I'm starting to do the tune-in process. I am getting the help of a tuner, and I cannot thank this tuner enough. But he is not per se tuning the vehicle, he is giving me guidance. So basically what he wants, or what he would look for, is he wants wide open throttle to be 20 degrees, or, you know, around that area, 19, 18. So I'm not sure what tune he thought I had loaded or anything like that, so I'm just going off of basically what he said is pull 6 degrees in the middle and upper RPM range. That way your timing should be where it needs to be. So basically what he was saying is spark between 2 and 4, pull 6 degrees, and spark between 4 and 8, pull 6 degrees. The only problem is I'm running currently, I just wanted to see how things would go, I'm running an 87 octane tune, so when I pulled 6 degrees, especially 4 to 8, and I floor it, so my timing would drop down to 5.5, and it would ping or chug. It wouldn't go. So I've added that timing back. With minus 2 degrees, I was still only at 10 degrees at wide open. It didn't ping or chug or anything like that, but I added the last 2 degrees back. So when you go to it, it'll be in increments. You got 1 degrees, 2 degrees, whatever. So I was at -6. I went down to -2, and now at -2, that's where it was 10 degrees. So now I'm at 0 degrees pulled, and let's see where it's going to be at. I changed this from 6 to 4 because, like I said, it was in the 10 degree range. I think 11.5 to 12, I think is where it was. Previously I had 2% richer. I was at 12.5. He wants it rich at around 11.5 at wide open throttle. So I added another 2%. I'm just going to keep walking that up until my AFR reads 11.5 at wide open throttle, and my timing at wide open throttle is going to be around 20 degrees. So I'm just going to keep messing with it back and forth and see what I can get from there. Alright guys, we are on another day. It rained pretty serious yesterday. Got kind of a monsoon here. I set my SCT up, and I cannot see that through the phone, so I don't know if y'all can, but basically I have my spark timing up top and my RPM on the bottom, so when I'm looking at the gauge, I don't have to look over here for my spark and over here at my RPM. I can focus on both of these, and my air-fuel ratio is right here, so it's all one area. So I'm going to go out and see what I can see, just normal driving where my spark is, get a open spot where I can just hit wide open throttle for a second and see where that sets. Alright guys, so on the base of a 91 tune, wide open throttle was 22.5 on wide open throttle. I was still at about 12.5 on my AFR, and he wants it down to 11.5. So I've brought the wide open throttle fuel up 10%. We'll see where that sets, and then I pulled 3 degrees time, and that should put me right at 19.5 degrees, and we'll see where it sets at now. Okay guys, oddly enough, pulling 3 degrees when it was at 22.5 wide open throttle did not bring it down to where it needed to be. So I pulled 6 degrees, and I actually ran about 19 to 20. So now I'm pulling a little bit out of the middle RPM range to see where I set, and I need to check my air-fuel ratio at wide open throttle. Remember, we're trying to fatten that up. Alright guys, I am home. I am done with this. Just want to show y'all if I can. Give it a second. See, I just went to the preloaded tunes. I didn't have a custom tune. Just processing the data. Alright, so on 91 octane fuel, I have 0 pulled at 0 to 2000. From 2000 to 4000, I have 6 degrees pulled, and at 4,000 to 8,000 I have 6 degrees. So his initial statement of pulling 6 degrees here and pulling 6 degrees here was spot on for the 91 tune. For some reason, the 87 tune that's in here, even with no timing pulled, I was at like 12 degrees timing. I don't understand why, but yeah, the timing was terrible. So I started from scratch, just loaded the 91 and seen where I was at, and I kept pulling so it got to where I wanted. Now the fuel at wide open throttle, I had to do to 14% richer until I got to 11.5 at wide open throttle. But at 14%, I was spot on 11 to 11.5 wide open throttle. Everything else is just basic where I wanted, you know, preference, what you want the fan to kick on at and off at and all this stuff. I didn't add speed, but I did add pressure, but that's been that way on mine, 10% on all my shifts. So everything 91 tune, 6 degrees, 6 degrees, and that's where I ended up exactly where I needed to be. So there you go guys, it's just a matter of following some parameters, keeping close tabs. Now obviously you can't do this step if you don't have an AFR gauge, and you can't do this step correctly if you don't have the SCT, because you have to pull timing. Now I am doing one final thing, which I doubt I'm going to do a video on, but I am running colder plugs, the TR6, the same ones that Chris runs in his, I think he runs 150 shot in his, so I should be safe with 100 shot. with 1 or 2 step coulter plugs. I don't remember what it is, but coulter heat range plugs, AFR gauge. Watch the AFR gauge, watch your timing, and that's basically what it is to get you started. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all didn't, maybe y'all need to lower y'all standards. Have a good day. One more thing I wanted to cover real quick is I want you guys to take a minute and just thank Cody. This is his livelihood. For him to give out this information, this is information that most people pay for. So for him to help me out with this video and give us this beginning on how to tune, that's big. That's definitely big, because most people, just for asking them to review your data logs, cost money. I mean, all this stuff, that's their livelihood. I understand them charging. I don't blame them one bit for charging for their intellectual knowledge. That's what they've worked for. You don't pay for just their time, you pay for their knowledge too. So like I said, for him to help me out on this, guys, please give him a big thank you in the comments down below. It might not mean much to everybody, but to me, I think it's really big for him to pretty much put everything, what he knows, out there. Also, guys, one last thing. Do not forget, please, to check out my other Nitrous-Express, I guess you would call them alumni, my team, Bustedknuckleproduction. He's got a carbed SN95 that he just put a Nitrous-Express kit on. And I'm sure all y'all know Fourpointsixchris, who just got his car back, running a 150 shot built transmission. This thing's going to be badass. So, part of the Nitrous-Express team. So, give them a like, a follow if you don't already.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 60 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 60 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around.